Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a brand new pick-a pile for you guys today. And I know you're probably like, what is going on here? Like, why am I seeing all these like crazy toys up on top of the table? Well, here's why. I'll tell you. Today we are asking, what does your inner child want you to know? So yes, we're going to dig deep. We're going to go back into childhood. We're going to bring out our childhood favorite toys and play and have fun and just see what your inner child wants you to know. You know, it's good to get in touch with that part of yourself. So I literally picked out like four different toys as our little pick-a pile objects today for what to choose from. So pick, I guess, what resonates with your inner child. What would you play with if you were a kid today? Okay, so pile number one, we have this sleeping baby Furby. Now, if I flip it over, I'm going to see if it wakes up, if it's still alive. So we're going to find out. Oh, yep, it's still alive. So I guess its name is Coco. Anyway, I'm not going to keep Coco on. I'm probably actually going to stop the video really quick so I can get Coco back to sleep. Give him a little tickle. Anyway, it's a baby Furby. It's not like one of the bigger ones. I actually... Yes, I need to put Coco to sleep apparently, or it's just gonna keep talking. But anyways, this is pile one. This is the baby Furby. I used to have two adult Furbies as well, but those, I don't know what happened to those, but I still have the baby one. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna put Coco to sleep really quick. Okay, I'm back now. The Furby has fallen asleep. It took a long time to get that thing to go to sleep, like literally like a child. It was kind of hilarious. Anyway, that's pile one. Pile two is a, oops, Care Bear's falling down, is a more quiet animal. We have a pound puppy. So, and this one's also like a baby pound puppy. It's not one of the big ones, although I do actually have two of the big ones. But this one is just a baby pound puppy. You can tell it's pretty old, like it has little threads sticking out of it, but it's still loved, it's still cute. So that's pile two. Pile three is this Care Bear. It's Cheer Bear from the Care Bears, and she's already here for Christmas time with her Santa hat. So yes, she's actually newer. Like I did not have her as like a child, but she's still cute. Let's see if she may want to lay down for the rest of this. Take a little nap there. And then last but not least, pile number four, we have this Mickey, Minnie, and I guess like their little baby. I don't know who their baby is, but like their little mouse child. And this is actually a music box. It doesn't work anymore, but it used to play Tomorrow from the Annie soundtrack from the musical. So yeah, we have this cute little Disney, Mickey, Minnie music box. So those are your four choices. Pick the pile that resonates with you for your inner child. And we're gonna get started here with this loud and crazy Furby, which is gonna stay asleep the entire reading, I promise. Timestamps are down below. Hi, pile one. If you chose this now sleepy, but sometimes very chatty Furby, then this is the pile for you. And we're gonna find out what your inner child wants to say to you. What does your inner child want you to know? Okay, so we got several cards here, lots of different piles. And we're gonna start with the Soul Purpose Oracle from Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials, and these cards say, automatic writing, channel through writing, decode frequency, deliver messages, and teachings from Spirit. Earth Angel, guidance of the earth and her children. Nature Spirit, support specifically intended for your soul's mission is available. Commune with nature and find your way. All right. From the Ice Cream Oracle, because what kid doesn't love getting some ice cream? Go to, Dairy Queen or something. We have charcoal licorice, which is actually not one of my favorite flavors, licorice. Okay, but maybe it's yours. I don't know. Innovation, invention, revolution. Maple, kindness, friendship, support. And avocado, self-care, healing, and beauty. All right. Very, very nice. From the Moonology deck, we have the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn, and bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. Our Jesus card we're going to save for last, and the Divine Dog Oracle. I liked picking like the ice cream and the dogs today because I was thinking of like, kids, kids love to eat ice cream and play with dogs, or at least I did when I was a kid. I still do. I'm a kid at heart. We have excellence, do your best, and tenderness, gentle, loving care. Aw, so cute. And your Jesus card from Loving Words from Jesus, because a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away, at least in my opinion, says, "Well done, thou good and faithful servant." Matthew 25:21. All right. Well, you guys have like a really good overall energy going on here. So the first thing that I noticed from the Soul Purpose Oracle cards, especially with these two here, we have Earth Angel and Nature Spirit. So both of these cards tell me that like your inner child wants to just like get outside and play. Like, how it is when you're a kid, when you're young and, it's like nice outside, or it doesn't even have to be nice outside necessarily. Kids don't care. You just want to like get outside and run and play. Maybe when you were a child, like playing outside and outdoors, maybe that was one of your favorite things. Like I'm definitely getting the feeling like somebody here who likes to go climbing up trees, or maybe even like camping outside, like camping out in the backyard or something like that. During the winter, if it's like snowing and stuff, you love to get outside and go sledding or build snowmen and that kind of thing. But yeah, like during the summer, you love playing outside, playing tag and stuff like that with your friends, maybe doing sports or something like that outside, playing games, whatever it may be. But, kids love getting outside. They love getting their hands dirty. They don't care. They don't care what they look like. They don't care how they smell. They don't care. They get dirt under their fingernails and, they look at that as, hey, I had a good day out and having fun. So I think your inner child wants you to get outside and have some fun. And if you're watching this in real time, it's summertime right now. So, right now is a good time to get outside. And, you don't have to go climb a tree, and you don't have to go playing tag and touching people. Like, that's a bad idea during a pandemic anyway. But, maybe go take a walk in nature, go take a walk in a park, if you find a swing set or something, go ahead and sit on a swing for a little bit and just swing and feel the air like rush through your hair and everything. So yeah, just get out there into nature. Like I think your inner child definitely wants to spend some time outside. It's going to help you feel good. It's going to help you feel better. When I look at automatic writing, I think of like making up stories too. Like when we're a kid, our imaginations run wild and we can get so creative with our imaginations. So get creative, and this doesn't necessarily have to be through writing, but just get creative and use your imagination. Dare to dream. And this, this could be in a very literal way of like writing, maybe write a little short poem or a little short story or something. You might be surprised what comes out and what makes you feel good. And you might be like, hey, that's actually really creative. You may want to, even take another step further and create a blog out of that. You might wind up writing a book out of it. Who knows? There are so many possibilities. But I think this is definitely saying, use your imagination, be creative, and, put it down, put it out there somehow. And going out in nature may be the thing to actually inspire that. So if you've been going through a difficult time right now, your inner child wants you to know that tough time is not going to last forever. It is coming to a close. Doing these things like getting out into nature will probably help close that chapter even faster. So, don't worry, don't put so much stress and so much pressure on your inner child, because it's all going to be good. When I see bring love into the situation, of course we could always think of romantic love, but given the context of this question, I feel that this is more just like love in general, and even more so maybe like a self-love, like love yourself, like love that little girl, love that little boy, love that inner child inside of you, like just love them, love yourself. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, don't be so hard on yourself, because as adults we can be very critical. We can be very analytical of things in ways that we shouldn't be. We can overthink, and when you overthink and you overanalyze, you lose the simplicities of life, like simply loving. So don't be so harsh on yourself, and just love yourself. Be tender with yourself, tender, loving, gentle care. I think this is a huge part of it too, bring love into the situation, loving care, love yourself, like look at how precious this picture is. You have this giant German Shepherd licking this cute, adorable little baby kitten. I just want to like hug and squeeze them both. And you just need to like hug and squeeze yourself, be kind to you, love you, you're probably one of those people who is very loving and very giving to other people in your life who are around you. Do the same for you. Don't leave yourself out of it. Take care of yourself. Self-care, beauty, healing, You're not going to be able to take very good care of anybody else around you if you're not taking good care of yourself. So bring some self-care upon you. And, this is going to look different for everybody. For some people, it could be like a day at the spa or something like that. For other people, for you guys specifically, I think this may be tied into the nature thing. The nature thing could definitely be a big part of self-care. But yeah, take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself, Like, if you saw a 5-year-old child, would you just randomly be harsh to them and, criticize them and tell them everything they're doing wrong? Probably not. You would probably play with them and have fun with them and love them, and that's what you need to do for yourself. Kindness, friendship, and support. So yeah, same kind of thing. Be kind to yourself. Be your own best friend. Sometimes life can be very lonely, and sometimes it can feel like we don't have a friend in the world, like we don't have a single person around us who really truly understands us and gets us. So the best thing that you can do is to be your own best friend. Love yourself. Because here's the thing, there are going to be a lot of people who come in and out of our lives our entire lifetime, but there's one person we're never going to get away from. They're always going to be there day in and day out. We can't outrun them. We can't hide from them, and that's ourselves. So if you don't like yourself, you're in for a world of hurt and a world of trouble, because every day is going to be really hard for you if you don't like yourself. But if you learn to like yourself and enjoy your own company, things are going to go a lot better. So find friendship within yourself, and then you will actually see your friendships on the outside flourish as well. And then you'll be able to, have fun and play with your friends, like your friend within yourself, obviously, and then your external friendships that surround you. Innovation invention revolution from the charcoal licorice. So with the charcoal licorice, you know, this kind of goes back to like the automatic writing. It reminds me very much of using your imagination, because when people are creative and imaginative, that's when innovation happens. You know, that's how true inventions get started. You know, like, think about all the major things we have in our life right now. Like, think about, you know, like Apple products, for example. You know, like Apple products are absolutely huge, you know, like practically everyone has an iPhone or a MacBook or whatever, like that kind of thing. But, you know, Steve Jobs, he was an innovator. You know, that's what he did. And what made him an innovator was the fact that he was creative. He thought outside the box. He used his imagination. He didn't just, you know, kind of go along with the traditional ho-hum. And, you know, when Apple like sunk and went away, like in the late 80s, the, you know, early 90s or whatever it was, you know, there was like no Apple, no nothing. It was gone. It was dead. But he brought it back to life. And the way he was able to bring it back to life was he got creative. He changed it up. So, you know, you need to change it up. Get creative in your life. What is it that you could refresh? What is it that you could renew? Excellence. Do your best. And I think that kind of goes hand in hand with, you know, being innovative. You know, when you're innovative, when you're using your imagination, when you're being creative, you're going to put your best foot forward. You know, don't sell yourself short and, you know, only kind of use half of what you have. Don't be mediocre. Don't be mediocre in life. You know, there's so much that you have to give. Do your best. I think that you're already doing your best to a certain degree. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't even be here interested to know what your inner child wants you to know. But yeah, just continue to do your best. Like, you're doing amazing. Just get out, spend some time in nature, love yourself, be kind to yourself, be your own best friend, and really cultivate some good creativity and imagination within yourself and bring that forth into the world, however it is that's going to look and however it is that's going to be best for you. And at the end of the day, well done, thou good and faithful servant. So the main thing you need to remember from this Bible verse is you are doing a good job. Like, this is just confirmation and a reminder to you that, you know, God has your back and God is not angry with you. He's not upset with you. You know, it doesn't matter how many times you've failed. It doesn't matter how many times you've had setbacks. It doesn't matter how many times you feel that you haven't measured up. The truth is, you do. You have excellence. You are doing your best. And Jesus acknowledges that, and he's very, very proud of you, clearly. Like, he's just got this proud, happy, peaceful smile there on his face. He's all good with you. So, yeah, that's what I see what's going on with you guys and your inner child. So I hope this helped and made some sense to you. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did, please let me know in the comments down below. I would totally appreciate that. Please also give this video a thumbs up. That helps me out greatly. Feel free to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are coming out. Otherwise, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose this cute little pound puppy, then this is going to be the reading for you. And we're going to find out what your inner child would like to say to you right now. Okay, we're going to start off here with the Soul Purpose Oracle from Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials. And you got Jewel Smith, craft, create, and work with crystals. Divine Feminine, honoring the ways of the sacred feminine, cycles of rebirth. And the Firekeeper, Phoenix, creator of sacred transformation. Very nice. Moving on to the ice cream oracle, because what kid doesn't like to get some ice cream, right? We have bubblegum, nostalgia, childhood and memories. Well, how fitting and appropriate for this reading, right? Chocolate swirl, complementary opposites, fairness, equality. And coffee, adrenaline, motivation, activity. All right. From the Moonology deck, we have conclusions are within reach, full moon and eclipse. And hold your vision, fixed moon, but it's upside down, so it's in reverse. We're going to get to our Jesus card last. From the Divine Dog Oracle, which, like the Ice Cream Oracle, I figured dogs would be perfect for this reading, because what kid doesn't like ice cream and dogs? I'm a big kid because I still love ice cream and dogs. Belonging, find your pack. And passion, do what you love. Last but not least, from Loving Words from Jesus, because a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away, at least in my opinion. It says, "Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." Luke 12:32. All right, you guys. Very nice, very nice. So the first thing that I noticed here with the, if I can pick up the card, the Jewel Smith, craft, create, and work with crystals. So the first thing that came to mind when I saw this was maybe as a child you were one of those like really crafty, creative kind of kids. Like maybe you were really good in art class or something like that. You know, you really enjoyed, you know, making like arts and crafts kind of projects and that kind of thing. You know, doing stuff like, you know, having a bunch of popsicle sticks or something and putting them together and making something out of that. Or, you know, just things like that. Maybe you were one of those kinds of kids. And, you know, I think your inner child really wants you to get back down into doing something similar like that again. And, you know, even if you weren't one of those kids who was really into this stuff, this may be an opportunity for you to try something new and to give that a shot. You know, there's so many different like crafts and creative ideas of things to do, like you can find on Pinterest and that kind of thing. And if you get really good at those things, you could even wind up going on to like Etsy or something like that and actually selling that stuff and making a business out of it. You know, I think of like craft shows and, you know, people who wind up becoming vendors at craft shows and stuff like that. So that's kind of like the vibe and the feeling that I'm getting from this group, from this card and everything. So this may be a good opportunity to just do some DIY, crafty, creative projects for your inner child, especially if you're watching this in real time right now during 2020, during a pandemic. You know, a lot of people have been stuck at home. They've been stuck inside. A lot of people don't have a lot of things to do like they normally would. So this is the perfect opportunity to get in touch with doing something crafty and creative at home. But you are definitely a divine feminine, and you always have been since you were a little girl or even a little boy. I mean, you could be a boy and you could be on the other end and be the feminine rather than the masculine. But either way, you've always had this innate ability in you. You know, maybe you were always like kind of like the girly girl or something like that. You know, maybe when you played house as a kid, you always really enjoyed being the mom, because like a divine feminine is very much so someone who is nurturing and loving and, you know, takes care of the house and everything. So that's just letting you know that that ability is within you. But you're definitely not like a pushover either. You got a little bit of spit and fire inside of you, for sure, which I think is what gives you like the strength and the stamina to handle the rougher things in life, to deal with things that need to be done. That's kind of where you balance yourself out with a little bit of masculine, I guess you could say. But you are a creator of sacred transformation. You could be going through a transformation right now. Maybe you are in the process of rising out of the ashes, being like a rising phoenix. Maybe you are in the process of like having a new beginning and that kind of thing. Which is funny because we also have conclusions are within reach. So, when I think of beginnings, I also think of endings. So things in your life that have not been going so well and have not been working out for you, they are wrapping up. They are, reaching a resolution. You are going to have the answers that you've been looking for. And in those answers, in those finishing touches, you're going to have this new beginning come into your life with the rising phoenix and, all good stuff. But I think the important thing that you need to remember in that process is, it says hold your vision. But I think the reason why it's in reverse is I think it's basically implying to not be so clingy and not be so attached to a particular outcome of how this has to look, of what the vision is supposed to be. Not saying that there's anything wrong with having vision. Having vision is a great thing. It's a good thing to have direction. It's a good thing to not be just wandering around aimlessly, not knowing what you're doing. That's a very good thing. However, like let's say you're driving across country, for example. Let's say you're driving from New York to LA. That's a long drive, right? Now, there's a lot of different routes that you could take to get there, many different routes. But at the end of the day, or at the end of the week, or however long that drive is going to take place, in the end, your final destination is going to be Los Angeles. However, if you just kind of, if you were able to let the car go on autopilot or something and let it take its own route, let it pick its own course, the route that the car chooses may not be the same route that you would choose. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to still land in LA, because that's still going to be the finishing place. That's still what it's going to be. So the vision, the outcome or whatever, it's still going to be there. But don't hold on to how you're going to get there, how it's going to look, how it's going to work out so incredibly badly. Just kind of, go with the flow, enjoy the trip, enjoy the moment. Don't be the little kid in the back seat going, when are we going to get there? When are we going to get there? That's for sure. But yeah, definitely here we have memories, childhood, nostalgia. I think this card is just simply confirmation that yes, we are getting in touch with your inner child. It is good to, think about those good memories from when you were younger. Think about those good times. With complementary opposite, fairness and equality, I kind of think of whatever it is this, like I said, that's being wrapped up, this new beginning kind of thing that's coming in, not holding on to how this is all gonna come together. I think that kind of goes along with the complementary opposites, fairness, equality. Maybe in a lot of ways you don't feel like it's fair, like maybe you're kind of doing that little kid pout like, oh, boo, that's not fair. But, it's okay. Like, it's okay to mix things up. It's okay to, allow something different to come along. It's kind of like if you were a kid, since we are going off of the inner child here, it's kind of like if you were a kid and, maybe your mom or your dad put a new food in front of you that you never ate before. And it looks weird and it smells weird and the name of it sounds weird, but you don't want to eat it because it looks, smells, and sounds weird. But then you go ahead and you take a taste and you're like, oh, hey, that's actually not so bad. Like, yeah, so even if you don't think you may like something, you might. And it might actually give you motivation. It might give you more activity to move. and, you know, ultimately become this rising phoenix here. You know, don't be stuck and don't stay stagnant. You know, your inner child wants you to move and explore and, you know, get creative here with some projects. So yeah, and I think that definitely goes into do what you love, your passion. And, you know, your passion very well could be this. Your passion very well could be this DIY, crafty, creative kind of stuff. Even if it's not, you know, just still follow your passion, do what you love. That's just always a good piece of advice in general. And, you know, kids usually do that. You know, when you ask a kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? What kid do you know answers and says, I'd like to be an accountant? Like, kids don't say that. No. You know, kids are like, I want to be a princess. I want to be a cowboy. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a rock star. I want to be a movie star. You know, like they dream big. Like they have no limitations in what they want to do with their life because they're following their passion. So, you know, do the same. Follow your passion. Don't be afraid to say, you know, what it is that you want to do. If someone asks you, you know, what do you do? What do you want to be when you grow up? Well, you know, pick the biggest dream and go with it. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you do, you're definitely going to find your pack. You know, maybe you've felt kind of alone in the past, like no one really gets you or understands you, but this is reassurance for you that there are people out there who do get you, who do understand you. I mean, look at these dogs. They sure as all hell look like they understand you. I would be more than happy to hang out with these dogs. But yeah, there are good people. There are good friends out there. You know, the world is not that broken and that terrible, even though it has felt pretty terrible this year. But there are good people out there. And I think the most important thing is as long as you're following your passion, you're not getting like overly attached on how the route is going to be to get to where you want to go. You know, you're going to see things wrap up well, and you're going to rise like a phoenix into that new beginning. And you're going to find your pack. You're going to find your pals. You're going to find your soul family. It's going to be all good. You're not going to be alone on this journey forever. That's for sure. You never are. You never are alone because, you know, the one who is always there with you is Jesus. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. And that's the thing. You know, God is always there with you. You're his little sheep. He's always there with you, watching over you, guiding you, leading you, making sure that you don't walk all the way into the lake there and drown or anything. You know, he's going to pull you back out, pull you back in with his staff. And, yeah, he's always there for you. And he wants to give you the best, too. Like, he wants to give you this amazing new beginning and a sense of belonging with people around you. You know, he wants you to follow your passions, follow your dreams, be creative. You know, for some of you, I definitely believe that the passion is this, that these two go hand in hand with one another. For others of you, you know, the passion may be something else. But either way, follow those passions. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. That's what's going on with your inner child and what your inner child would like you to know today. Anyway, I hope that made some sense. And if the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did, please let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, if you could give this video a big thumbs up for me, that would be amazing. Feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are coming out. Otherwise, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose this cute little Care Bear, we got Cheer Bear here from the Care Bears, ready for Christmas time. Sit there, sit still. Okay. So if you chose Cheer Bear from the Care Bears, this is the reading for you to find out what your inner child would like to say to you. So we're going to get started here with the Soul Purpose Oracle by Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials. And your lived experiences are unique and meaningful. Share your stories with others. Memory Maker. Starseed, awakening and shifting collective consciousness. Star Child. Wisdom Writer, your words hold wisdom and light codes. Share them with the world. Okay. From the Ice Cream Oracle, because what kid doesn't like some ice cream? We have Key Lime Pie, Good Omens, Luck and Blessings. Neapolitan, Collaboration, Teamwork, Resourcefulness. And Spumoni, Variety, Opportunity, and Choices. Oh, I'm almost dropping the Spumoni. Alrighty. From the Moonology deck, we have you and your loved ones are safe. New Moon in Cancer. And step out of your comfort zone. North Node. We're going to save our Jesus card for last. And from the Divine Dog Oracle, because, aside from ice cream, I think dogs definitely kind of fit with childhood. Dogs and ice cream. What kid doesn't love dogs and ice cream? I know I certainly did. I still do. I'm just a big kid at heart. We have humility, bow down, and protection. Put up your guard. And finally, from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away, we have, He that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. John 14:12. Alrighty. So, the very first thing your inner child wants you to know, and I don't know if this is going to resonate with you or not, it may or may not, but you guys are a star seed. You guys are children of the stars. So, that's a pretty cool thing, which means you've been around for a long, long time. You've been through a lot of stuff, probably. But yeah, when I think of and it's funny, when I think of star seeds and, you even have the UFO here, and I think of outer space and stuff like that, or I think of staring up into the sky, into the different galaxies and stuff. I think of all things that are just mystical and magical and kind of sci-fi and things like that. So, maybe as a kid, you were really mystified by sci-fi and the sky and the stars and things like that. So I would definitely, maybe spend some time outside at night, and just lay down outside and look up at the stars and just kind of, take it all in. It's probably going to be a very comforting, very healing kind of experience for you. It's probably just going to make you feel good all the way around. So, yeah, definitely get in touch with the outside at night and just, look up into the sky, look up into the stars. Maybe if you have a, what are they called? A telescope. Check out the stars with a telescope. For myself, actually, I don't live too far from the Griffith Park Observatory here in Los Angeles, and they have huge telescopes there. You can go there and, learn all kinds of fascinating things about the sky and the stars and the universe and the galaxies. So, the universe and stuff like that may have been really fascinating to you as a child, and that may be something you may want to just look back into and explore a little bit. But yeah, like I said, with being a star seed, you have had a long, long, long line of experiences, like this card implies. You have a lot of different memories to kind of pick up from, not just from this lifetime, but probably others as well. But you know what's really funny? Like, I look at this card and I also see like the elephant and I see all the birds in the sky. And there's almost like a part of me that even thinks about like the zoo, which once again, this probably isn't going to make any sense unless you like live in LA or you're familiar with Los Angeles. But where the Griffith Park Observatory is, you know, going back to this card, it's in Griffith Park, and in Griffith Park is also the Los Angeles Zoo. So the zoo and the observatory are very, very close to each other. They're, within like the same area and everything. And, it's funny because this makes me think of like the zoo and animals and, nature and the wild and that kind of thing. So I don't know why I'm getting that kind of vibe and that kind of feeling, but maybe you've had like a lot of experiences with animals and, maybe that's one of the ways that you connect with like your inner child is like through animals. Like I'm just seeing that on the card and I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. With Wisdom Writer, and it's funny because pile 1 actually had like a card dealing with writing as well, and you guys have a card dealing with writing too. So, I think one of the similarities that you guys share with pile 1 is you guys can be very creative and use your imagination and just write. That's something else that you should probably do. It doesn't have to be anything major. It doesn't have to be anything big. Maybe you could just, sit down with a pen and paper and, write a short poem or a short story or something like that. And you never know what that could amount to. You never know what that could turn into. Those could be very helpful, very inspiring words that could help somebody else. It could be something that you may want to transform later on into a blog or into a book or something like that. But definitely writing here is important that your inner child wants you to know about. So with key lime pie, good omens, luck, blessings. So, that's just a good reminder. That's just something to know that, you are blessed, you are favored. It's funny because we've got like the little 4-leaf clovers sitting here on top of the key lime pie ice cream. And, that makes me think of like someone being Irish or St. Patrick's Day. So, maybe that's like extra confirmation for you. Maybe Irish is a part of your background, a part of your heritage. Or maybe you're just someone who really loves St. Patrick's Day. Some people just really love to celebrate that holiday. So it could be a confirmation of that in either one of those ways for you. But yeah, just know that, good times are coming. If they're not here right now, you are blessed. There are good things coming your way. So definitely don't stress. Don't worry about that. And it's funny here because we have teamwork, collaboration, and resourcefulness, as well as variety, opportunity, and choices with Spumoni and Neapolitan. And I think these kind of go hand in hand because there may be a lot of opportunities coming your way right now, which are good opportunities. And a lot of those opportunities may involve working with others. It may not involve like working by yourself. And this kind of reminds me, if we're looking at it from like the childhood perspective, once again, it reminds me of like when you're in class and you're assigned a group project and, you have like your 4 desks and you got to put them all together and you and your, 4 classmates or whatever have to work on something. So maybe there's something in your life right now or something that's going to be coming up where you're going to have to tap into that teamwork, and it's definitely going to be an opportunity for you, a good opportunity. It's not going to be a bad opportunity, that's for sure. Like it's going to be a good opportunity. It's going to be something fun. It's going to be something unique. It's going to be something different. But there's a chance that, you may be a little hesitant of it for whatever reason. Maybe you haven't been very good at working with others in the past. I know a lot of the times when people resonate with the starseed thing, a lot of the times they feel like they don't fit in. They feel like they don't really mesh well with other people, that other people don't really understand them very well. But the truth is, you can handle it. It's not so much that you can just, blend in and be like everybody else. You can still be you. You're still born to stand out. But I think that whoever these people are that you're going to wind up collaborating with, that they're going to look up to you, and they're going to respect you, and they're going to be inspired by you being different. So definitely, don't be hesitant of that. Bow down to that and be humble to that. Don't isolate yourself from these opportunities that are going to be coming your way. Your inner child is letting you know, to calm down, make yourself humble here, and go ahead and accept these opportunities, collaborate with others. Don't isolate yourself like starseeds sometimes have the habit of doing. Just humble yourself and go with the flow of having fun with this, because that's another thing that kids are very good at doing. They're very good at being humble. They're just, unashamedly them. So, be humble in it. Step out of your comfort zone, because that's another thing too we have here, is step out of your comfort zone. Because this may be something new and different for you. It may make you feel a little awkward and uncomfortable, but it's going to be something that's going to be good. It's going to be something that's going to be healthy for you. And, this could be a situation at work. It could be a situation with friends. It could be involved in a romantic situation. This could come across in a lot of different ways. But whatever it is, step out of your comfort zone with it, because it's going to be for your better. It's going to make you grow and expand better in ways that you don't even realize right now that are just beyond you. And, if you're concerned for whatever reason, whether it's out of these new opportunities or maybe something else in your life, if you're concerned that, you and your loved ones are not safe, I know there's a lot of difficult things happening in the world right now. There's the coronavirus, and there's been a lot of riots and protests, and people are out of work. They're not working. They're not making money. There's an election coming up in November. Everyone's lives are very much so flipped upside down this year, and you may be feeling like a lot of your security and safety has been lost, that maybe you and your loved ones are not going to make it through 2020, that you're not going to be okay, that you're not going to be financially provided for, which is why for some of you I am feeling that this opportunity here with teamwork and everything is a work-related situation that you should jump on, that you should get involved with. But anyway, you may be feeling like you're not safe and you're not protected and you're not going to make it through. But your inner child wants you to know that you are safe, that you are protected. And that's what I get from the protection card. I don't necessarily get it from the standpoint of, put your guard up, put your walls up or anything like that. But I get it more so from the reminder of you are protected and you are provided for in whatever it is that you're experiencing right now. It's kind of like I look at these two dogs and I see you as being the little baby here, and the big dog is a God. The big dog is God looking after you, taking care of you. If anyone comes and messes with you, tries to take your toy, tries to take your kibble or anything like that, well, they're not going to worry about you. They're going to worry about that behind you, So yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. You're safe. You're fine. You're protected. Your inner child wants you to know that for sure. And yeah, he that believeth on me, the work that I do, shall he do also. The greater works than these shall he do, because I go on to my Father. So yeah, Like, once again, you know, if you're not feeling safe, like I said, remember, just go to God. He's got you. He's keeping you safe. He's protecting you. And, you know, as for the works and everything, you know, when I think of the works, I think of like these opportunities that will be coming your way that you definitely need to take advantage of, because there's something coming up. There's something coming up soon here that's going to be an opportunity. It could also be tied into this writing thing here. So yeah, but you guys are safe. You guys are protected. Your inner child definitely wants you to know that. So don't isolate yourself. Don't, you know, make yourself the weird star child and put yourself out from everybody else. You know, it's going to be okay. So anyway, that's what I see of what's going on with you guys and your inner child and what your inner child wanted to say to you today. I hope that made sense. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are coming your way. Otherwise, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 4. If you chose this Mickey, Minnie, and their baby, I guess, music box, then this is going to be your reading to find out what your inner child has to say to you. Okay, we're going to kick things off here with the Soul Purpose Oracle by Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials. And these say, Peacemaker, channeling peaceful energies, perspectives, and solutions for Earth's inhabitants. The Wave Maker, an emotional cleansing current of love is flowing through you. And Remover of Obstacles, channeling with your voice eliminates suffering and heals blockages for yourself and others. Okay. Very cool. Moving on to the Ice Cream Oracle, because when I think of kids loving to eat ice cream, going to Dairy Queen or something, having a sundae or Blizzard. And we have Rocky Road Adventure Preparation Challenge, Banana Walnut, Cracking Codes, Learning, Observing, and Pina Colada, Recreation, Traveling, Amusement. Okay. From the Moonology deck, we have Take Time to Breathe Out, Disseminating Moon, and Confidence is Your Key to Success, New Moon in Leo. We're going to save our Jesus card for last. And finally, from the Divine Dog Oracle, because once again, you know, I was thinking kids here, we got our ice cream, we got dogs. Kids typically love ice cream and dogs, or at least I did when I was a kid. I still do. Just a kid at heart. We have Balance, Steady as She Goes, and Significance. You be you. Last but not least, from Loving Words from Jesus, because a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away, at least in my opinion. We have, all things whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, believing you shall receive, Matthew 21:22. All right, so here's what I see going on for you guys from your inner child. The very first thing that I noticed with the Wave Maker, you know, I thought of like summertime, playing at the pool, going to the beach, that kind of thing. So maybe when you were a kid, you were someone who loved doing that, who just, you were a sun worshiper as a kid. You loved going to the pool every single day during the summer or going to the beach. You just loved doing that. So I'm definitely seeing that here for some of you. And yeah, so I think that your inner child is definitely kind of telling you like literally physically get back in the water. It is August right now if you're watching this in real time. It is summer, so right now is actually a good time to go to the pool or go to the beach if you're able to. But yeah, just get into the water. Like there can just be something so refreshing and so cleansing about just taking a nice dip. And even if you're not someone who really gets into that or anything like that, sometimes just taking a nice relaxing bath or taking a really long shower can just feel so incredibly good. So just anything dealing with the water. I'm even seeing some of you may have even just loved running through the sprinkler as a kid in the backyard. I'm thinking of all those just fun, innocent times in the water. And then with removers of obstacles, channeling your voice eliminates suffering, heals blockages for yourself and others. When I see this card, when I think of using your voice, the first thing that came to me was honestly singing. Maybe you're someone who loves singing, who loves music. Maybe as a child, you just loved running around singing all the time. I mean, I know that was definitely me when I was a kid. And in fact, if you put the two of these together, maybe as a child, you would go to the pool and you would get in the pool and then you would sing in the pool because you would pretend that you were Ariel, the Little Mermaid. And I'm not saying that that's specifically about anybody here who's holding these cards, but okay, maybe that was a little message just for me personally because I used to do that all the time. But maybe I'm not the only one who did, and maybe there's someone watching this right here, right now, who did the same thing and used to pretend that you were a mermaid in the water and you were Ariel and you would sing and all this other stuff. And that's literally what I'm seeing for some of you guys right now. So yeah, use your voice, sing, even if you're not in the water, sing, use your voice. Even if you're just in the car driving and maybe one of your favorite songs come on, you don't have to be the best singer in the world. This is not a competition. You're not auditioning for American Idol or anything. Just belt it out, enjoy, have fun. There's a release in that. There's something in doing that makes you feel good and it helps you. And whether you realize it or not, it's going to help people around you. And, you are a peacemaker. You're not somebody who wants to get into confrontation and mix things up and make things difficult. You are someone who genuinely wants the best for everybody. And that is a beautiful thing to want for everyone. You want peace. You see the things that are going on in the world out there. It may not necessarily always feel so great to you. It may weigh down heavily on your heart. And if it does, this is the reason why. Because you're here because you want the world to live in peace and harmony. And I don't blame you. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, when I saw, if I can pick these cards up, geez. When I saw the Ice Cream Oracle, when I saw all three of these cards together, it was a very interesting combination because I feel like these three cards almost kind of cover three different aspects of yourself as a child. So number one with Rocky Road, Adventure, Preparation, Challenge. Your inner child wants you to have an adventure, children aren't afraid to just go out there and explore something new, if they're out in nature, if they're out for a walk or whatever, I'm thinking of The Lion King all of a sudden, that scene where Simba and Mufasa are looking across the Pride Land and Simba asks Mufasa, what's that dark and shadowy place? And, Mufasa tells him, oh, everything the light touches is ours, it's our kingdom, but you must never go to that dark and shadowy place, you know, that's where like the bad stuff is. And what does Simba do? Simba, you know, goes out there and he explores the shadowy place, but that's because he's a kid and he's all up for the adventure. He may not necessarily be aware of the consequences of the adventure, but he's ready to go out there and have an adventure. And of course, you don't want to get yourself in trouble. You don't want to actually go to the shadowy places and have a problem. But there is something to be said about stepping outside your comfort zone, going on an adventure, doing something that you normally wouldn't do. And I think your inner child is definitely saying to you right now, it's time for an adventure. It's time to do something different. It's time to, you know, rise to the challenge, whatever that challenge may be. So that's definitely one part of it. With banana walnut, cracking codes, learning and observing. When you were a kid, this may not apply to all of you, but for some of you, I think this is confirmation that you may have actually been pretty good at school. You may have gotten good grades, and you know, you may have been like really good at like spelling bees and, you know, different projects and that kind of thing. So you may have been pretty scholastically accurate there with your stuff. But even if you weren't someone who excelled in school, even if you weren't someone who got straight A's or anything like that, you are someone who is really good at learning. You know, you are really good at learning whatever it is life has to throw your way, and you're good at understanding it and then utilizing it to work in your own life and figuring out how you can make it work for you. You know, that's where the cracking codes comes in. And then with pina colada, traveling, recreation, amusement, you know, that's kind of like the opposite side of the studious student. It's kind of like someone who's finding the fun again, you know, when you're enjoying recreation, amusement, like an amusement park or something like that. That's what kids love to do. They love to have fun. And really, I think you need to put fun and adventure together, because I do think that these belong together. I feel that your inner child is telling you to go on a fun adventure, not an adventure into like the dark, shadowy place, obviously, but like go on a fun adventure, go explore, you know, like kids love exploring things outside, or they love exploring different things in their imagination. You know, kids could take like a bunch of chairs and blankets and create an amazing fort, and to an adult it may just look like a heap of blankets and pillows and stuff, but to a child that looks like a ginormous castle. It's the best creation ever, you know? So don't be ashamed to have some fun. Don't feel shy to go out there and have a fun adventure. And I think that the part of the learning is you're going to learn so much from this. You're going to learn so much from this fun adventure. It's going to help you so much in your life. It's going to really benefit your life in ways that you don't even understand. So, you know, go on a fun adventure. Your inner child is really craving for that and really wants that for you. And be confident in that. You know, confidence is your key to success. And, you know, that's another thing too. Unless a child is really, you know, bullied and that kind of thing, which is, of course, a horrible, awful thing. You know, no child should ever be bullied. But when a child is not bullied, when a child is not put down, when a child's creativity is, you know, really nurtured and developed in a healthy way, you know, that child is confident. And a confident child can grow up to become a successful adult. So be confident. You've got this for sure. Don't be too stressed out. You know, being stressed out, that's an adult thing. You know, as adults, we overthink, we overanalyze. You know, we're too focused on tomorrow and we're worrying about tomorrow. We're not taking enough time to just stay in the moment and enjoy what's happening today. You know, kids don't think about that. They don't think about tomorrow. You know, the only time I think about tomorrow is if it's about something fun or something good. Like if a kid is like, oh, you know, like it's December or something. They're like, oh, Santa's coming later this month. It's Christmas time. You know, then a kid thinks about the future. Or if their birthday's coming up, they're thinking about the future. Or if they know they're going on vacation soon, they're thinking about the future. Kids think about the future when it's in regards to something good, when it's in regards to something that they're excited about and they're happy about. They don't think about it in terms of, oh, you know, I have to go to the dentist or something like that. So don't stress out. Don't think about all the different things that have to be done and taken care of. Those things will take care of themselves for sure. So stay in balance. You know, you may be a little out of balance right now when it comes to, you know, work and life and stress and all those other kind of things. And taking some time to just breathe and de-stress is going to help you balance things back out again. You know, your inner child wants you to find some balance. And who knows, this could even be taken quite literally. You know, maybe you liked skateboarding as a kid and maybe you need to hop back on a skateboard again or something, you know. Just go out there and have some fun, you know, have a fun adventure. And significance. You be you. This very much so reminds me of this Leo energy, finding your confidence and being successful. You know, just be yourself. When you're yourself, you can be confident in who you are and you will find that success. You know, like I said, a child who is nurtured and loved and their, you know, creativity is cultivated in a way that is healthy for them. You know, when they're not bullied, when they're not put down, you know, when they're encouraged, when they're lifted up, you know, they will be confident and they will grow up to be a successful adult. And your confidence is found in knowing that it's okay to be you. You know, there is significance in that. There's no one else in the world here like you. And there never is going to be another you here on the planet ever again. So there's a very good reason that you're here. There's a very good reason why you're here now. And you need to embrace that and be yourself. Finally, all things whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, believing, and you shall receive. Matthew 21:22. And you know, I love how this card, we're ending on, you know, it is Jesus walking with a child. And like, this is literally what I see when I see your inner child. You know, I see you and Jesus, and he's holding your hand and he's smiling with you. And, you know, he's just with you every step of the way. He's with your inner child. He's with you right now. He never left you. He's going to be there, you know, until the end of time. You know, and time is endless, so that's a really long time. So yeah, he's always going to be there with you. And so, you know, if you're struggling, if there's anything specific that you're believing in, that you're believing for, keep praying, keep believing, don't give up, don't lose heart, because, like I said, this is what's happening. This is what's happening, even though you can't see it with your inner child. And, you know, and look at her. She's smiling right back to Jesus. And you can see, like, she's totally trusting him. And, you know, she knows that Jesus has her back. And he definitely has yours too. So, yeah, that's basically what I see that's going on for you guys and what your inner child wants you to know. So hopefully that resonated and made some sense for some of you guys. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Otherwise, please give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are coming your way. Otherwise, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love.